Namaste. This is Dr. Manishi Mishra. I'm a core member of Value Education Cell at Akgec. So today we are going to discuss or understand the harmony in the family. Whenever we talk of family, it simply means human to human relationship. But then the question is, why to understand the reality of the family? Because we live in the family. We live in the family, and if we understand the reality of the family, means relationship, feelings, expectation from each other, and we know how to fulfill these feelings and expectations from each other, we become happy within, and the people who are living with us, they also become comfortable with us. That's why it becomes important that we understand the reality of the family. So we are going to discuss in this session not just the harmony in the family, but also the feelings which are associated for ensuring harmony in the family. So since we have been exploring within what exactly do we aspire for, so we could explore and see that our basic human aspiration is continuous happiness and prosperity. And when we say happiness, this simply means being in harmony. So whenever I am in harmony within, comfortable within, I'm happy within. So this happiness we aspire for. Then what will be the program to ensure this comfortability within, this harmony within, this peace within, this which we aspire for, and that too in continuity? So the program that we have been discussing is to understand harmony and live in harmony in the entire expanse of our living. Means understanding the harmony of an individual as an individual, understanding harmony in the family, society, and nature and existence. Because knowingly or unknowingly, we live with this entire expanse. And the method is very simple, which we have been doing or practicing since the beginning of the course, that whatever we say, it is simply a proposal for you. Do not assume it to be true or accept it because the teacher has said it, it is written in the books, but rather, what to do? Explore on the basis of your natural acceptance and see whether whatever is said or proposed is naturally acceptable to you or not. Once it is naturally acceptable, we can go on living with, according to the proposal, with human beings and behavior, and it ensures mutual happiness, means the proposal is correct. But if we go on living according to the proposal with human beings and behave with them, and it ensures mutual unhappiness, either I become unhappy or the other becomes unhappy, means the proposal is not right. So this way, again today we are going to put some proposal and you need to explore them on your own right. Because unless and until we explore them on our own right, we don't become confident enough of living that way. So it is important we investigate the proposals and understand the reality behind the proposals so that it becomes we ensure right understanding in ourselves. So let us move further. If you do remember, in chapter 3 of module 1, we had explored certain facts. Then I had a question with you. Can we live in relationship without understanding relationship? And we could see, no, it's not possible. It is necessary to understand relationship. Besides this, we had also explored, why is there unhappiness in the family? Is it more due to lack of physical facilities, or it is more due to lack of fulfillment in relationship? So we could see that though we have ample of physical facilities at home, but still we are not able to have those fulfilling relationships amongst ourselves, among the family members. We can't sit together in a room watching TV together, or we can't dine together because we have not understood the relationship. The problem is not of the physical facilities, but the problem is more due to lack of fulfillment in relationships. So that's why the major issue in the family is understanding of relationship. So let's say, if you do remember, we have also explored about what the reality of a human being is. So while understanding harmony in the human being, we could explore that human being is coexistence of self and body, right? And self is the seer, doer, and enjoyer. Body is used just as an instrument for expression. And we could also see self needs continuous happiness, and for ensuring this continuity of happiness, the program of the self is to understand harmony and live in harmony in the entire expanse of our living. That is from individual to entire existence, nature and existence. And for all that, the body is simply an instrument that we had explored even earlier, and physical facility is required merely to nurture the body, to protect the body, and rightly utilize the body. Isn't it? So long, if we consider human being to be the body, that's the big issue, because while we consider human being the body, it's not easy to understand the relationship. Because without relationship, understanding relationship, it is not possible to fulfill relationship, even though we do want to fulfill relationship. Why it is happening so? Because we are trying to assume relationship on the basis of body and fulfill the relationship on the basis of body through physical facilities. It does not work in spite of all good intentions. So that's why in this lecture, in this session today, we are going to explore relationship, which is the core issue or the central issue in the family. So I'm going to put 4 aspects which are closely related to relationship and understand exactly how it is. So these 4 aspects which we need to understand and explore. The first aspect is relationship is. And the relationship is between oneself, one consciousness, with other self, that is other consciousness. Now here we need to, explore 2 aspects. One is relationship is. Relationship is, basically relationship is between human being and human being. But if we look at human being, who is recognizing the relationship, the self or the body? We'll find that the one self recognizes the relationship with other self, I. So the body is used as an instrument by both of them, but the relationship is between one consciousness with other consciousness. It is not based on the body, because body doesn't recognize the relationship, we recognize the relationship. Another aspect is relationship is. Now explore within. Is relationship is already there, or we have to develop relationship or create relationship? So we'll see it is not about developing relationship or creating relationship. It is about recognizing relationship. So whenever we recognize relationship, we fulfill relationship. If we do not recognize relationship, we do not fulfill it. As simple as that. So we can see that relationship is something which is already there. We don't have to make relationship, and we are related to each other, whether we understand it or we do not understand it. We fulfill the relationship or we do not fulfill the relationship, but relationship is already there. That's why you can see that if any mishappening takes place not even in our state, but in some other state, not even in our country, but in some other country, even some country with which we have the feeling of opposition, even if the mishappening takes place in that country, we feel restless, we feel uncomfortable, we feel the pain of the tragedy. Why is it happening? Because relationship is already there. We have not made, we have not created, but relationship is already there, and we have feelings in that relationship. So when we understand relationship, we are able to see that relationship is there. When we are able to see the relationship, we accept the relationship. And when we accept the relationship, we fulfill that relationship. We always think in terms of how to get the relationship fulfilled. But if we don't understand it, relationship is already there. We are not able to see relationship. When we don't see relationship, we don't accept it. And when we don't accept it, can we think of having a mutually fulfilling relationship? Can we think of fulfilling that relationship with the feeling of relationship? No, it's not possible. So if we see, let's explore this aspect. Is a relationship already there, or we have to create, or it is to be recognized? Whenever we recognize a relationship, we fulfill it. Like see, in the college, you meet so many new friends once you join the college. There is no relationship. This is how we feel. But once we recognize the relationship with the other, we name it as a relationship of friendship. And who feels this relationship? The body or the self? Naturally, it is not the body who feels the relationship. It is the self who feels the relationship. This is the first aspect about relationship which we need to explore and understand. Second aspect that I am putting forth, which we need to explore together, that there are feelings in relationship. In one self I for the other self I. And we have expectations of feelings in one self from the other self. And the other has also the expectation of feeling from us. Now, the point to exploration is, we can see that is this feeling there in the self or the body? If we closely investigate within, we'll find that these feelings are there, that's true, but these feelings are in the self, not in the body. Body does not sense. So, we need to understand these feelings. It becomes essential that we understand these feelings. And one can understand these feelings only if one understands oneself as coexistence of self and body. Unless and until we understand ourself, we won't be able to understand the feelings. If we don't understand the feelings, we won't be able to understand the relationship. That's why it becomes crucial for us to understand relationship, for to live in relationship with mutually fulfilling manner. If we see the major crisis today, it is because of the failure to understand this self. So that's why when we have been exploring and understanding the harmony in human being, we investigated that these are the two different realities. If we don't understand it, we consider other also as the body. When we start fulfilling the relationship based on the body, then what happens generally? We talk in terms of transaction of physical facilities. The entire relationship becomes transaction of physical facilities, means, let's say, a fees should get deposited, electricity bill should get deposited, rising on time, rising early, sleeping on time. The entire living becomes the transaction of physical facilities because we have assumed human being to be the body. And whatever efforts we make without understanding the self. Though all good intents, we are not able to ensure fulfilling relationships. See, I'll share one example. If we don't consider relationship or understand relationship based on the self, then what happens? If there are three friends, right, traveling in a train, three of them are sitting on a bench. And it happens that some stranger comes and asks you, requests you to please shift a bit so that I can also sit because there is too much rush and I have to get down on hardly after one or two railway stations, platforms. So what we say, if we don't see the relationship and if we assume the relationship based on body, we don't recognize the relationship. So what we say, no, please, we are, already sitting so compact and uncomfortably. Why don't you find seat somewhere else? Because here is no space, please. Sorry. Now the stranger passes away. He moves on in another coach. Now when we are sitting comfortably, talking with each other, all of a sudden, a boy comes, which is friend of ours. As soon as we see that friend of ours, how do we respond? We become so excited. Oh, you are also traveling. Please do come. And we make space for our friend. The same seat where we all three have been sitting earlier when that stranger came. And now we are sitting on the same seat when our friend has come. Had it been the matter of physical space, it was not even earlier, it was not there. Even now, when our friend has come, the space is not there. But now we have created this space. We have shifted aside. Why is this happening? Very surprising. And it's so simple because we have recognized the relationship on the basis of the self. So when we recognize the relationship, we fulfill it. So fulfillment of relationship takes place only when we recognize the relationship. Otherwise, if we don't see the relationship, we don't fulfill it. So very simple. Explore it. Take a pause, think on it, explore it. So let's again explore third proposal, which I have for you today to investigate and explore. These feelings which we are talking of in relationship with of oneself with the other self, there are 9 feelings. These feelings can be recognized, they are definite, they can be understood. And these 9 feelings are trust, which we call as the foundation feeling. This is the foundation value. Respect, affection, care, guidance, reverence, glory, gratitude, and love. Just investigate within and ask yourself, are these 9 feelings naturally acceptable to us? Do we want to live with a feeling of trust? Or do we want to live with a feeling of distrust or mistrust? What is naturally acceptable to us? Feeling of respect or feeling of disrespect? Feeling of affection or feeling of jealousy or opposition? Feeling of care or feeling of exploitation? What is naturally acceptable to us? Feeling of guidance or feeling of confusion? Feeling of reverence or irreverence? Having glorious feeling or feeling inglorious feelings? Feeling of gratitude, ingratitude? Feeling of love or hatred? We can investigate within and see within what exactly is naturally acceptable to us. The right hand side feelings or the left hand side feeling? What is naturally acceptable to us? What do you think? So we'll find that natural acceptance is always for the feeling of trust, respect, affection, care, guidance, reverence, glory, gratitude, and love, and not these feelings. Because whenever we are with the feeling of mistrust, disrespect, jealousy, whenever we are with these feelings, we are in contradiction with it. We are uncomfortable with it. We are in disharmony with it. Or whenever we are in disharmony, we are unhappy. And we want to be happy, and that too in continuity. So, it needs to be investigated that these feelings are to naturally acceptable to us. Once we are able to understand these feelings are naturally acceptable to us, we can understand them. So these are the feelings which are naturally acceptable. Trust is foundation feeling. Once we understand this feeling of trust, with this feeling, naturally we have respect for the other, with whom we have the feeling of trust. And with these feelings of trust and respect, we have the feeling of relatedness with the other. With these feeling of affection, we feel the feeling of care and guidance for the other, and so on. And these feelings get completed at complete value love. Nowadays, what is happening? Do we understand, or do we have the feeling of trust, which we call as the foundation feeling? Do we have this feeling? We don't have the feeling of trust. We are not assured about the intention of the other, but we directly jump onto the feeling of love. And we say, fall in love. Naturally, without having the strong foundation of relationship, we'll fall in the relationship and not rise in love. That's why it is important that we recognize these feelings in relationship. We understand these feelings in relationship. We evaluate these feelings in relationship, whether they are leading to mutual happiness or not. So the fourth aspect for us to explore, investigate, and understand is the fulfillment of these feelings, their evaluation leads to mutual happiness. Why it is to be done? Can you see that problems in relationship today that we see, they are more due to absence of one or more of these feelings, right? When you have these feelings in you, does it lead to your happiness? Do you become happy? And when you express these feelings to the other, does it lead to the happiness of the other or not? What do you think? And why do we need to evaluate these feelings? Evaluation is required so that we can ensure whether we ourselves have these feelings or not. Do we possess these feelings? Do we understand these feelings? Do we have the feeling of trust and respect? And whether I have expressed these naturally acceptable feelings to the other or not. Whether it has reached to the other or not. And we both have to evaluate it. Does it lead to mutual happiness? Does it result in mutual happiness or not? So, if we have these feelings in us, the naturally acceptable feelings in us, we become happy within, we become comfortable within, and when we express these feelings to the other also wants, the other also feels the same as naturally acceptable. So, other also becomes comfortable, in harmony within, happy within, with these expression of feeling. The other evaluates the right feeling. So, it leads for both of us, it leads to mutual happiness. So, analysis if we see of the current situation. So, today we are unhappy because we have not understood these feelings. And they are not in us. We only expect the feelings from the others to express feeling of trust to us, feeling of respect to us. And if the other expresses these feelings, we become happy. And if the other does not or fails to express these feelings or expresses not naturally acceptable feeling, we become unhappy, we become uncomfortable within. So if we are looking for these feelings from outside, that others should respect me, others should have the feeling of trust in me. If the other expresses, we are happy. But then if other fails, we keep on, because other also don't have the feeling of respect. Then what do? We keep on doing so many such things so that we can catch up with the attention of the other. We build big houses, go for big cars, wear fashionable clothes, we try to be special among the crowd so that we can get feeling of respect from the other. But think of it. Whenever we go to a party with all best of our outfits and dresses, does it ensure feeling of respect or feeling of jealousy in the other? It might be that somebody might have given attention and have feeling of respect for you for your attire, but you will see that many also have the feeling of jealousy for your all those special efforts to get attention or the respect from the other. So we are trying to get respect from the other is trying to get respect from the other, and the situation is we both have become beggars because we don't have feeling in the self, the naturally acceptable feeling of trust, respect, till love. So the way forward is, the most fundamental thing is to understand these feelings. If I understand these feelings within, I become filled with these feelings. And when I'm filled with these right feelings, I express them. When I express the right feelings, it reaches to the other is able to evaluate, the other also becomes comfortable. So in this entire scenario, for to understand or to have a mutually fulfilling relationship, the core is to understand feeling and live with those feelings, because the expectation is not of physical facility. The harmony in the family is cannot be ensured physical facility centric. It can be ensured through feeling centric relationship. So we can just explore within and find answers to these questions for ourselves. Reflect on your notion of relationship. Is it based on the self or on the body? See for yourself. When you think about relationship, what is central? The feelings or sensation and physical facilities? What is at the center of your relationship in the family? Do you think about ensuring these feelings in yourself and expressing them to the other? Or what do? You try to get these feelings from the other. What happens when you think of relationship? Do you think of it within your family or also outside the family? Explore this, investigate it, and find out what effort is being made in our school and college education to understand relationship and then to practice living in relationship. Then find out what is required to be done starting from home, because the family is the basic unit of human to human interaction. So starting from home to school to college and in the society. So with this assignment, we'll explore further, understand these feelings in depth so that we can understand them, feel with them, and live with them. Thank you so much.